All right, welcome back. Hope you all have had a nice break. Are there any questions? Anything? Okay, before break, we finished chapter 3. Now we'll start chapter 4. Chapter 4 is about moving average and smoothing. If you watch stock market in January 2022, last month, okay, it is fluctuated a lot. It is the worst month since the COVID. People are talking about the death cross. So what is death cross? For any data, if you the time series data, if you calculate the 50 days average, and then calculate the 20 days average. If the 50 days average is smaller than 20 days average, people call that is the death cross. Okay, so here you can see the average in real life. It is actually used everywhere. After each test, I always have students ask, what is the class average? Okay, so in this chapter, we not talking about the simple average. We're talking about the average is moving average. Okay, we are talking about 3-day average, 3-period average, 5-period average, 50 days average, etc. Okay, so first we introduce some notation. Okay, if the data is YT, if the data is today, refer to today, okay, and the data for tomorrow, we are going to use T+1 and then hat, because tomorrow will be always a forecasting day. And the data from yesterday, we use T-1. Okay, if you are here, this is today. Okay, and the day before yesterday, we use T-2. And the day after tomorrow, we use T+2 hat. So those are the notation. Okay. And also we have some naive models, different kind of naive model. We are going to use maybe an example. Maybe why I not just pull out this data. This is random data. I don't want to use it. I have another data here. Okay. Maybe I will just use this data here to explain different kind of naive method. Okay. So the first 4.1, formula 4.1, okay. So if you want to, if this is YT, if this is YT, okay, and you are going to forecast YT+1, right? This formula said the forecast is the same as the previous one. So forecast for 0.29, it is the previous one. That is the meaning of T, YT minus Y plus 1 equal to YT. Okay. So you keep on going. So that is formula 4.1. Okay, 4.1. Now formula 4.2 said the next period, T+1 is the next period. So suppose this is the next period, equal to previous period, 0.4 is YT, previous period, plus previous period minus the one before it, but there is no data before 0.4. If there is no data, sometimes you can assume it is 0. Sometimes you can assume the average of all diff data. Sometimes you just go to next level. You start with here to use formula 4.2. So 4.2 said the next value equal to previous value. So this 0.29 is YT, previous value, plus bracket YT minus YT minus 1. So A3 is YT. A2 is YT minus 1. Okay, and then you fill the data out. So this is formula 4.2. Okay, 4.2. That is a naive trend model. Next, 4.3. So this one is 4.2, the result of formula 4.2. Next, I will explain formulas 4.3. 4.3 said the next value, t plus 1 is the next value equal to the previous value times previous value over the value before it. Okay, so I will start with this one here. Okay, so equal previous value. Who is the previous value? A3 is the previous value. Okay, times previous value over the value before it. So A3 again over A2. That is formula 4.3. Okay, and then you drag it down. 4.3. Okay. This is for next one is 4.4. How to use formula for 4.4? Means this is a seasonal data. Seasonal data. So the next value equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a new start with next year. So this is quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. Starting a new year, this is quarter 1 for a new year in cell E6. Okay, so this number equal to, this is quarter 1 for new year. So equal to quarter 1 in previous one. So that is that meaning. So YT plus 1 equal to YT minus 3. Okay, and then you fill the handle. So this is the 4.4. Okay. And the last one, a little bit complicated, 4.5. 4.5 is based on 4.4, then plus YT minus 4 over 4. So how do we calculate this 4.5? So equal YT minus 3. This is YT minus 3. Okay, and plus bracket YT. This is YT. A5 is YT minus T minus 4. We don't have, let me see, when T equal to 5, this is a T minus 3, T minus 3 is A2, A1. So for this one, we have to start with the next cell because we have to start with here. Okay, so when you start with here, so you are forecasting T t plus 1 y hat. So this cell is t plus 1. So where is t yt? So the number before it, this is yt. Okay, 0.47 is yt. So -1 -2 -3. So this is yt -3. And then the first one is t -4. Yt -4. Okay, so now I can use formula 4.5 equal yt -3 -1 -2 -3 is here. A3 is t -3 plus bracket yt -4. So A6 is yt minus y4. The first number is y4. A2 divided by 4. Okay, that is formula 4.5. It is here. So copy down the formula. Okay, so that explains all the formula for the naive model. Okay, maybe if I want to copy the formula, if you want to show the formula. Oh no. So those are the formula. I just want to copy this one to explain this and put it on the side. Maybe here. Okay. So any questions for the naive models? Okay. So next, I'm going to explain an example, okay? Using example 4.2 in the textbook, 4.2. So this one, the data is given, okay? This data is given, is weekly data, weekly data. What is the question here? The question asks you forecasting for week 29 and week 30. Week 29 and week 30. Ask you to do the forecast using simple average. Simple average. Okay. So first, we are going to examine this data. Okay. So the data is 4.2. It is I posted the data on. You can get data on D2L. Okay. So here I already have the data 4.2. So I'm going to chapter 4.2 here. So this is the data. This is the data. Oops. So first, I will create a line chart to see if data is stationary data or non-stationary data. So I'm going to create some graph like this. Okay. So how do I create a graph? You go to Excel. You can actually add the weeks. Maybe this is I will insert a column. So weeks. So it's from week 1, week 2, and then week 30. Okay. So to produce a line graph in Excel, you go select those two columns. Then go to insert line chart. Click OK button. Okay. If you want to change the y-axis, the minimum value and maximum value, you can see obvious the pattern. For example, I want to change the minimum value to 240, maximum value to 310. So you double click this y-axis here. Double click. And you have this minimum value. So minimum value, you put 240, maximum 310. Okay. After that, you see the effect. So it's more obvious, this data, after you change the minimum, maximum value here on y-axis. Okay, so this is how do you produce a line chart in Excel. And if you put the data into SPSS, I will see if I have data. I don't, so I can copy those data, okay, to Excel. So I'm going to copy, Control C, and then go to SPSS. Click here, Control V. So I have to change the variable name and then eliminate 2 decimals. So go to variables. So this data I will call, this is my time data, week. Okay, this is my week. And the next one is gallons. Okay, I'll give its name gallons. I don't need decimals. I need decimal is 0. Okay, so this is my data here. Okay, this is my data. So how do I create a line chart in, so go to graph, legacy dialog, line chart, quick, simple, summary for groups of cases, quick define. And now, define line by gasoline category. I'll try this. I'll try to see if I can. No, this is not what I want. So create a line chart in SPSS looks like a challenge one. Let me see. It looks like a challenge one. I'll try. Legacy diagram, line chart. Or maybe I will go to the build, chart builder. Okay, I will go to chart builder. I want a line chart, so I move this. So who is my X? The weeks is my X. I move weeks is my X, and the gallon is my Y. Okay, so this is what I want. So then I click OK button. So you can produce this one, similar to the Excel. Okay, similar to Excel. All right, so data, as you can see, it is stationary data because data is changed around a horizontal line, okay, around this line here, okay. This is a stationary data, okay, so that we can use some, we can do forecast, okay, we can do forecast. So how do we do forecast for this one? So we just use the average. So the forecast for, use this formula, 4.6, formula 4.6 in the textbook. Okay, if I want to forecast y hat 29, okay, so remember what is 29? 29 is the same as 28 plus 1. Okay, so that means I want to use the first 28 data, the average of the first 28 data. Okay, I from 1 to 28, average means over 28. That is how I forecast 29, week 29. Use the first 28 weeks average to forecast 29. Okay, so the first 28 week data, so week 1 is 275 plus the last week 28 is 282. Okay, you can use Excel to figure out the average here. Okay, so what I try to do, I try to do the average of week 1 to week 28. Okay, so I'm going to highlight this data. Do the average of this data, the result used to forecast week 29. Okay, so I'm going to put the average here, equal average. Average of week 1 to week 18. The result is the forecast for week 29. So the week 29 forecast is 281. Okay.
Professor, I have a question here.
Sure, please.
So you mean like it will be the average of the sum between the week 1 and week 28? But is that right?
Yeah.
But I saw you did the calculation only for the sum of the week 1 and the week 27.
The formula said it is a week. Okay, first of all, what do we want? We want to forecast week 29. And to forecast week 29, we need to use the average of week 1 to week 28. So week 1 is 275 plus week 2, week 3 plus last week, week 28, 282, right? Mm-hmm. Divided by 28, that is the formula. And in Excel, you just do the average for week 1 to week, let me double check, week 28. So this is week 1 to week 28 in red color.
I think you only did that to the 27th.
Oh, okay, I'll double check, thank you.
Because
28, see, it said 28.
B28 is only for the week 27 though, because the B1, it is the gallons.
Oh, you are right, yeah, thank you so much. I confused with the week with the column, with the raw number. Thank you so much. Sorry. Thank you again for your observation. Week 28, week 28 is here. So I need to thank you so much. You are paying attention and paying detail. Thank you again. I don't want this. So this is week 28. So I have to forecast for week 29. Okay, so I'm going to put the result here. Equal average. Okay, week 1 is 275, week 28, 282. This time is correct, right? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. So this is the average for week 1 to week 28, and this number is used to forecast week 29. Week 29. Okay. All right. So go back. So what is this number? This is 281. Okay, 281. Okay, and now to forecast the next one is week 30. To forecast week 30, you use this formula here, 4.7. So 30, okay, 30 is the same as 28 plus 2. 30 is the same as 28 plus 2. Okay, so T is 28. So we use 28 times the forecast for 29. That number is here, 281. We just completed that number. And plus Y29 means the actual data for 29. So the actual data for 29 is 302. Okay, 302. And over T plus 1, T is 28. So it is 29, 28 plus 1. That is how we forecast Y30, okay, week 30. So, and the result for this one, Y30, 281.9. Okay, so that is we did the forecast. Once you get the forecast, you can calculate the forecast error. The forecast error. The forecast error for week 29, E29, use the actual data. Actual data for week 29 is 302 minus the forecast data. The forecast data for 29 is 281.2. So the result is the forecast error, 20.8. Okay, similarly, you can do the forecast error for week 30 using the actual data for week 30, that is 285, minus the forecast data for week 30 here, 281.9. So the forecast error is 3.1. Okay, so that is the use simple average to do the forecast, simple average. This method suitable for data is stationary with no trend, okay? Data like this, stationary data, data changed around the horizontal line. Any questions? Okay. So next example is a moving average. We are going to go over 4.3 using moving average. Moving average. Moving average. So this is the original data. Okay, this is the original data. So we are going to do the 5-period moving average. So those are the original data. And how do you forecast YT? We use 5-period. This is 5-period. Using the average of this 5 number, the average of this 5 number as the forecast for this number. So use 275 plus 291 plus 295 over 5. And this result is 289. That is the forecast for 268. 268. Okay. And then the forecast error use original data 268 minus the forecast number. You get forecast error, etc. Okay. So when you use Excel, you can quickly calculate all these numbers. So this is I'm going to turn to using Excel. It is actually use the same data. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this data. This is 2 pound. Okay, here. Okay, so I will maybe delete. So this is original data. And how do I calculate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, forecast this number? I want to forecast the number for 268. So I'm going to make this number bigger. What is the forecast for 268? Using 5 period moving average. So you do this equal average. Select the first 5 number. Equal. No, I missed one number. Sorry. That number is 295. I missed this number. 268, 295. Okay, so I'm going to do the average of the first 5 numbers equal average. AVERAGE. So select this 5 number. So the result is 289. And you repeat yourself. The beauty of using Excel, you can just drag down the formula. Okay, so the forecast for 252 is 288, etc. And then you can easily calculate the forecast error. So equal 268 minus 289. This is the error. So the error for the rest of the term. Okay. So that is the forecast. And if you want to create a graph for, so I'm going to insert the weeks. So suppose this is not necessarily the week, maybe this is the time. I just said this is T or time. Okay, time period 1, time period 2, etc. And now I want to produce a graph showing the original number and forecasted number. So I'm going to select all these 3 data together and go to insert. Line chart. And then click OK button. Okay. Usually the first one is the blue one. Blue one is the first number here, 268, 252. The orange color represents the forecasted number. Okay. If you change the maximum number and the minimum number for this y-axis, so double click this y-axis, and then So double click y-axis. I'm just going to try to move this here. Okay, so minimum 310, no, 240. And the maximum 310. You can see it's better representation. Okay, so this way you can show two lines on the same chart. Okay, on same chart. All right. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, so go back to. Okay, so we did example 4.3. Okay, moving average. Actually, Excel has the moving average function. You can also use data analysis, but since it is simple formula, just typing average, you can get this result. And there are some updated simple average and also moving average for K period. We actually use this formula. Okay, we just use this formula 4.8. Okay, moving average for 5-time period. We did K equal to 5. Okay, K equal to 5. And the double moving average. So I'm going to use next example to explain double moving average. So you do the average of average. Average of average. Okay, so this is we are going to go to double moving average. The data we are going to use is weekly rentals for movie video. Okay, example 4.4. And this data is also, I posted on D2L. You can get this data in Excel format. Okay, so I'm going to pull out my Excel. This one I need to move over here. In table 4.4. So this is original data. Double check 65472. Yeah, this is the data. Okay. I'm going to just increase the font size. Okay, so that you see better. All right. So what we are going to do, we are going to do the double moving average forecast for this data. Okay. The textbook all use formula, but since we are in Excel, so I'm going to use Excel to explain. Okay. Maybe I want to insert the time here just in case I need to. So I'm going to insert. So I will just insert the time is 1, 2. Okay. All right. So let's do the simple average first. 3-week moving average. Okay, 3-week. Just short form, 3-week average. So you want to forecast for week 3, you use the first three average. So use these three number, the average forecast for week 3. Okay, so that number we call M3. So equal average. Okay, equal average. So do the same thing for other data. You just need to copy the data. Okay, so maybe eliminate the decimals. Okay, so I did 3-week average. And next, do the double moving average. Double moving average, AVG, okay. Double moving average means do the average. Remember what each number of here represent, average. And then you do the average of those numbers. Okay, that is the double moving average. The textbook use M bar. Actually this one, so all these number here, week 3 average, they use MT. Okay, double moving average, they use MT apostrophe, double moving average. So what you do, so you do the first 3, you do these 3, you do the average of these 3 numbers. The result is a double moving average. Okay, so you type in equal, select these 3 numbers. That is double moving average. And then double click and eliminate the decimals. So hope you understand what is MT, MT prime, the only one prime, okay. So MT and MT prime. Okay. And once you get MT and MT prime, so what? You need to calculate A, okay, I'm going to. So now you need to do this. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do now. Mm, 4.4. So we did M 4.4 here. I just want to show you the formula. Okay, here. So in double moving average, we did this MT prime. It is the average. Remember what is M represent? Each is an average. So take an average of those M, you get MT prime. The formula looks complicated, but when you use Excel, it is actually straightforward. Okay, so MT prime is the average of average. Next, you are going to calculate this guy, AT. AT is 2 times MT minus MT prime. Okay. So this is what we are going to do, AT. And then you also need to calculate BT. Why do we need AT, BT? Because we want to build a forecast model. This is our model. And in this model, you need AT, you need BT. Okay. All right, so let's calculate AT. So next, we are going to calculate AT. Okay. So any questions so far? So the formula for AT said it is equal to 2MT minus MT prime. So 2 times MT this is oops. I have to eliminate. So the formula said AT equal to 2 times MT. 670 is MT minus MT prime. This is MT prime. Okay, so that is the formula for AT. I just showed you. Okay. Once you get that number, double click to get all other AT. Okay. So I just use this formula. AT formula here. I use this formula AT 2 times MT minus MT prime. Okay. Now I have to do the formula for BT. BT, the formula is 2 over K minus 1 times bracket MT minus MT prime. Okay, and then what is K? K is the number of moving average. Remember, see, we had 3-week average. So K equal to 3 in our example. Okay. No. K equal to 3. Okay. And then you calculate BT here. Here we calculate BT. BT said equal to 2 over K minus 1, K is 3, okay, times MT minus MT prime. So this is MT minus MT prime. So that is a BT. Okay, I'll double check. Yeah, my phone. Okay. And then you may wish to eliminate decimals. So our textbook gave all whole number. So I'm just going to eliminate decimals. Okay. All right. So after AT, BT, the forecast, it is just AT. AT plus BT. Okay, P equal to 1 because just one period ahead. Okay. Okay, so how do I do forecast? So to forecast for this number, you just use AT plus BT, that's it. AT plus BT. Okay, you got the result. Okay, and then you drag it down. Let me double check this. Okay, so this forecast is based on this model here, the last one. When P equal to 1, P equal to 1 means one period ahead. So Y hat T plus 1 equal to AT plus BT when P equal to 1 period ahead. Okay. And then finally, you calculate the forecast error, EI, the forecast error. So the error, it is just use the actual number yt minus yt hat. That is the error. And then you copy down. Okay, so that is the double moving average. Double moving average. Any questions? Double moving average. Any questions? So the formula looks complicated, but you need to make sure you understand the meaning of the formula. And more important, you know how to carry out the formula in Excel. All right, shall we take a second break? After break, we will continue do the exponential smoothing. Okay, so I'm going to stop recording, come back at so 10 minutes, 8:32, we stop recording.